Greetings, everybody. This is Jackie Ip. Just a little introduction. Just a 29-year-old dude. I got into trading about a year ago. I've been practicing on a demo account. At first, I was trying to get into penny stocking because I don't have much capital, and I thought that would be the easiest way for me to make money in the stock market. But I quickly find out that without having capital over $25,000 and being able to trade without the pattern day trader rule, which limits you to only about 3 intraday trades per week, it's very difficult to make money. And also the volatility in penny stock, meaning how fast and how erratic they move, is very difficult for a small and beginning trader to comprehend. So what I ended up doing was I ended up joining TradeNet.com. TradeNet is basically they have a funded account program that gives you a buying power of about $14,000 if you pay $500, one-time fee of $500, and you get access to their online chat room where you get to trade with experienced analysts, and you get to learn, and you also get access to this book called The Market Whisperer by Mayor Barak, which is an excellent book for any beginner trader. But just to let you guys know, quickly go over what my buying power is. My buying power is $14,000, okay? I have a total of $14,000. Right now, my overall account, I was down 39 this morning. So right now I'm about like $13,967.95, yada yada yada. But the beauty is that my commission fees are amazing. The minimum trade fee is $1.50, so every time I buy, every time I sell, it's $1.50. Technically it's 0.001 dollars per share. Per trade. But since with $14,000, I generally trade stocks that are only $20 to $50 in 100 to 200 shares for now. It's not a big deal because any buy sell transaction only costs me $3, so I could take the time to learn and such. And also I have the flexibility to short or sell stocks, and I can find out whether stocks are tradable or shortable through Comex platform. So without further ado, I'll tell you what this channel is going to be about. I'll be basically showing you guys the trades that I take day in, day out. I'll be showing you guys my progress, and I'll also be using these videos as tools for reflection for myself, so I could work on proper psychology as a trader. So let's talk about this morning real quick, because I generally only trade open from 9:30 Eastern to about 10:30 Eastern, because I live in the West Coast. I live in Los Angeles, so I go to my work. I have to leave for work around 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, because my job is from 8 to 4:30, and I'm trying to learn trading because I love it. And not only that, if you're able to master it, you could potentially make a living and live a very, very fulfilling and comfortable life, if you're able to get the gist of it. So this morning, global market, first of all, we're down, and the SPY, if you look at the SPY, it was very volatile in the morning. But overall, if you look at the daily, the market has been it formed a top and it started coming down. But on Friday, it was trying to come down, but it went back up throughout the day. And same thing today. But it looks like we're starting to lose steam, and it could potentially test. Well, this is going to be a first area of test, because you can see the support right here, 230, right here, 237, and it probably will come back down to where the SMA is. But we'll see how it goes. Any day with a lot of direction is great, but let's take a look at the morning. If you look at the morning, at the market open 9:30, right here, it started coming down. But as we approach the midway, about 9:45, market start coming back up again. So you get, if you're shorting a stock, you'll notice that starts to lose steam and start to come back up. And sure enough, after 10-ish, 10-ish, the market started coming back down again. So if you were shorting stuff, for example, like Snap, you did really well. There was a lot of momentum to the downside. But anyway, I'll tell you guys about my first trade. If you look at right here, my first trade, PTCT, I took at 932 to 944. And I was going long for that. And let me tell you why, okay? Now, 932, normally I like to wait for a stock to, play off the first 10 minutes first to see what it does, to get some more confirmation. The overall daily pattern, you can see there's a huge resistance at the $14 level, because that's the 20 SMA. However, if you look at at the open, it was actually below that. Let's see, 930. Let's see, 930. I thought the stock was around. Look, it bottom tail to high nines. And it went all the way back up and finished around 1025. And I thought this stock, like, it couldn't go down. It couldn't break the lows, It should have some upside momentum. But in retrospect, there's also this VWAP that's right here. And that could be a resistance, But the way the stock was moving, by the way, these are 5-minute candles. Just judging from the 5-minute candle, I really thought, this thing could hold 10 support and bounce back to the top, So I went long at 1030, if you look at my trade right here, 1030 right here, 1030. And, I got 200 shares, I thought, pretty good chance. I was hoping that it could break above the VWAP and head to at least 11. 11 would be great. Fortunately, the next 5 minutes was very, very, very shaky. And as you can see, it was testing the $10 mark multiple times. And I let this stock play, and I was just watching it, and it's just grinding. It still didn't really validate what I wanted. I mean, what I thought it would do or it should do. But by this candle, when it was heading towards 970, I actually got out before 970 because I saw that the stock was slowly moving, breaking the 10, but it would come back up at 990, and I started seeing it test even lower at 995, and I just called it quits after 10. After it got back up to 10, and I took 200 shares, 30 cents loss, so I took a $60 loss, which is okay. I on a daily loss limit, I try not to think about P&L too much because that sometimes would shake me out, good opportunities in trades, but, it is what it is. But, as long as I maintain under $100 of loss, I believe that is okay because, my winning days, I easily make 50 to 100. So, it's not a problem. But I definitely try to keep my days under 50. But anyway, so that was a very tough trade to start the morning off, and and I was looking for other trades, and sure enough, NTNX, it was a morning gapper down, and it was on my list, but I wasn't prioritizing it because of low volume, and stocks with low volume generally have big spreads, and they're more volatile, and and without volume, you also can't get enough move sometimes. But NTNX actually ended up being a really, really powerful short. And let me show you. I wish I saw this stock right off the open. I wish I actually kept a closer look at it, because if you look right off the open at 930, it opened really high, as if it was supposed to go up. But sure enough, by the next, in 5 minutes, there was confirmation that this stock was not going to hold, and that $23 breakdown, was basically a free fall, and I wish I caught this. Look at this next 5 minute count at 945. It went all the way, if you short it at 23, there was a whole dollar and then something to be made, $1.20 to be made. That's not important because I did not catch that action. I actually caught this stock at around, let's see, 958 to 1003. Okay, so I caught this stock around 958 to 1003. So where is it? Right here. Okay, 953. So I actually, someone, I gotta give him credit. Max, in my chat room, actually alerted the chat room like, hey, like NTNX, and we saw this thing try to go back up above the 22s, and and you see it finish right at 22, and it looked like a good short. It looks like there was going to be continuation to the downside. And if we look at the S&P index, it was clear, around this area that it was coming back up, but it looks like it was topping out. So I was like, hey, you know what? I think NTNX could have a good short. So I had the opportunity to get in at 953 at right at actually $22. I only went 100 shares because I was a little bit skittish after losing. I didn't want to potentially suffer another loss because it's very psychologically compromising if you lose 2 consecutive losses, and if I just didn't want to dig myself into a hole. But realistically, I should have given myself a fair chance by going full size at 200, because this was a beautiful setup. I mean, let's look at this. I mean, like, this stock dropped all the way down, came back up, and formed a bear flag, and sure enough, after it cracked 22 once again, it just kept going down. I actually got shaken out because I was psychologically compromised. I'm still working on it. I'm a fairly new trader still, day trader. So in the future, ideally what you would do is you go 200 shares on this. Take half the shares off. Take 100 shares off after this move right here, and get 20 cents first and just let the rest ride. And if I had let the rest ride, look, this thing dropped all the way to 21.14 at one point. That could have been, almost $1 a share win, which is huge, okay? Because normally these mid caps, like, you expect about 50 cents would be a fairly decent win per share. So yeah, I mean, in retrospect, I should have gone full size on this. There was also the VWAP as resistance. If you look right here, you look at the daily, there wasn't, it was far from the 200 SMA, way below it. There was, it formed a first red day last Friday, and just, there was no sign of support anywhere to be seen. So I definitely could have taken this trade a little better. But with that being said, I lost. I was down $60 from a 200 share, 30 cents loss. I recovered some by getting a 21 cents win, 100 shares. So total P&L, I got, I was down $39, $3 for both trades. $6 for both trades, $3 each. I'm down 45 for the day. So so that's it for today's video. This is March 6, 2017. Hopefully it seems like the market is starting to come down, so hopefully we get any sort of good correction going on, because this Trump rally's been going on for quite a while. So if we get some good directional momentum to the downside, we could have some pretty good short plays in the morning. But I'll keep you guys posted. I'll keep making these videos. If you guys have any questions, post on a comment. Feel free. Most of you are probably going to be curious about what TradeNet is and what program I'm doing. So I'll eventually make a video about that. But for now, I'll be just reviewing majority of my trades. So feel free and just enjoy yourself. Welcome to Inman Trades.